Okay, we'll just set up this. I don't know what angle to put you at for colouring. Maybe if we go high. It's always hard to see what it will look like until I actually go live, which is annoying, but hopefully this will work. Hi! I'm just working out what placement to put my phone at for live streaming. Let's see. That, I think you can kind of see everything. Oh, that's nice. I'm glad that they are watching. I loved seeing your photo of them all. Let's get some music going as well. Okay, so yeah, today we are going to be doing some colouring. So this is the Cosy Friends, or Sylvanian Families Cosy Friends Cute and Comfy colouring book. And it's got lots of like autumn and winter kind of pictures in there. I've done a few. This one I did on a TikTok live. Did that one of some of the town girls. But I thought that this one, I really like the picture, and I thought it'd be quite fun for like a sort of autumnal theme. Yeah, so I'm gonna put a page underneath. Yes, I did like your edit, it was really lovely. Thank you for doing that. And yeah, I shared it with Peachy because I don't know if she had seen it. So yeah, we're going to be doing a colouring page. I have a load of alcohol markers. They are over there. It's hard to get everything in shot, I guess. So actually maybe I could pop this page underneath. Let's see. Probably should have planned this a little bit better, but we're okay. Yeah, that's kind of in the middle still. Yeah. So yeah, so I'm going to be using these kind of markers. So these are from Deco Time. They're just ones that I got at the cheap shop, to be honest. I've got quite a few colours, but because like the colours don't always look the same on the page, I also will be referring to this, which is my like chart of what the colours look like. So if you see that being sort of brought out, that's just one that I do. Yeah, hi Valina, thank you for joining. Yeah, so what I might start off with is the sky. I think it's daytime, so let's use one of the light blues. I will say that I'm not like, oh, they're the same markers. Yeah, I got these from the range. They're not too expensive, are they? Just trying to get it up. So it's weird trying to go around my tripod, but hopefully this will work. Yeah, see, I'm not like the best adult colourer at all. In fact, I'm not at all. I'm not very good at like blending and stuff, but we'll have a go, and hopefully this will be sort of fun to watch anyway. It's too hard. Yeah, I see lots of people on like TikTok and stuff do really amazing things, but I am not quite there yet. But I thought that it could be quite a nice like chilled Saturday afternoon live. It's rainy here, though I think it's just about stopped now. But yeah, the storm was on overnight, so not the nicest weather. And to be honest, when it gets to like autumn, I just want to stay inside. So yeah, we'll just be doing some colouring. I thought it could be quite nice and get into the more kind of like autumn We'll do the thing, autumn vibe, I guess. And yeah, like harvest time always makes me think of autumn. Might have to change my setup. You made a different outfit for Caleb Fennick. Oh, cute. I was going to say I might have to change my setup because I can only see the comments if I look at my phone, and obviously I'm mostly looking at this colouring page. Maybe I'll get it up on my laptop. In a moment, once I've done this, just go around the last edge, and then we'll have a nice blue sky. Okay. Let me just get up this. Then I will need to decide on what greens I want to do, because or because it's autumn, because maybe I could do like the trees as more like yellowy orange. I don't know. How do I go? Okay. So put that blue back. I have this like big stand here that has all of my colours on, so they're not all kind of going around. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to go to my live. There we go. That's the. No, it's not. I only decided to do this stream just before, well, just earlier today, so I am a little bit less prepared than usual, but let's go here, and now I should be able to see comments. Okay. Fab. Okay, yes, how did I get the colouring book? I got it from Amazon. I think it's like £6.50 or something on there. But yeah, I think I've seen it in supermarkets, you know, and other like shops. But yeah, I got this one from Amazon because I think I pre-ordered it actually, and they had it up for pre-order. Okay. Oh, you call it fall? Interesting. That's so American. Yeah, I just say autumn. So, right. So if we're gonna do, sorry, I'm gonna be all over the place. I think we want some green hills in the background. If I do those, then that feels like that's done. I might do 2, 3, 5. Which is like a sort of olive green, or I could do it light. No, I'm gonna try and do something a little bit more fancy, like I've seen the like good colourers on TikTok do, and do it more layered. So if we start with this a little bit over here, this is the colour that I quite like to use for grass. It's like a pale sort of sage green colour. It's called grey olive green. And then I might go over it with this more like deeper olive green. I don't know. We'll just see what it looks like. And then I suppose this is the same hill, so it should be the same colour. In fact, I'm going to do all of the hills in the same colour. Right. You're having soft tacos later. You can smell this video. Yeah, the markers do have a bit of a strong smell, but yeah, I don't mind it. And then I think that might be bush. I don't know if that's bush or hill. Let's leave it as that. And then I can do maybe something different. So then I think how they do it is like just little dots. They'd probably be more, I don't know. You do like that. They smell delightful. Yeah, they're interesting. I mean, I only have these ones, so I don't know how to compare it. Oh, I don't really have anything to compare it to. But they're okay. Okay. Yeah, and I guess this would have dots as well. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. Looks okay. Actually, can you even see? You paint very exciting. Oh, thank you. I'm not really sure what I'm doing, but yeah, I'm gonna try something different with the bushes as well, I think. Because I saw a video where someone did it in a really fun way. So it's the tree trunks. So we'll do that, but it's just a bit of fun. If it goes wrong, then oh well, it's just colouring into it. So maybe I'll do another green like in the back. And that's like a little bit further in the distance, so then it's a bit darker, maybe. That's what I'm trying to go for, at least. Put all of these back. And then for these trees, I kind of want to do like a sort of yellowy orange. So like they are like autumnal trees. So even though I guess like autumn trees wouldn't have apples still, but I don't know, we can work it out. I might do it on, I guess on this one, which doesn't have any fruit on it, could be a good starting point. So I'm going to do some sort of like yellows and oranges, then we're kind of in this area here. It's also sort of more olive green, but I think these ones, so I've got 217 there. Maybe that can be the lightest one, and go into 222 golden yellow, and what's 34? 34 is just called yellow, even though it looks more orangey. And then maybe 24 as well, which is that. That's 23. That maybe want a different. We do want a 23, not a 24. Okay, so yeah. That looks more corally. Or these ones as well. Yeah, maybe a 20 for, which is terracotta rather than that. Okay, so these ones are what I'm going to use. And then what I saw was one basically did like, made it into like bushes, or like not bushes, like she did it in sort of circles, or they did it in sort of circles. So I guess I'll just go over the middle. Oh, you're getting McDonald's Wi-Fi. Oh, sorry, I've done this while you're out and about. That's so if we do that and then into 222, maybe I should. And then I was doing it into 34. I don't want it to dry. And then into 20, so okay. And then does that almost look like a sort of orangey tree? I think I do have a blender, so maybe I could do sort of a bit of that in like circles. So that's kind of fading it out a bit. That's kind of gone weird. Okay. Maybe we'll leave that one. Maybe I'll do the next one. I think maybe this one. So I think maybe it's sort of like if you put down the colours blender as like a circle to wet the page, and then we do the same order of things. So I was doing this in the middle, and then oh no, it wasn't the second one. Okay, we'll just do with that. And then it was 34 next. And then 23. And 20, right at the very tips. And I know that I'm going over the leaves, but I'll go in those with like a darker colour, I think. And I kind of messed it up because I didn't do the right yellow in the middle. There's too many colours. So maybe if I could just do some sort of yellowy. Yeah, but then that looks weird now. Maybe I need to go over it again. But like, I know what I want to do, but it's just not quite working out. I think, to be honest, looked before I did the blending thing, so yeah, I'll do that for the next ones. Remember the pattern? Yeah, I'm trying. Maybe I'll line them up in order, and then that should help me, like that. And we want the brush ends up. Okay. But I quite like how that looks, I think. I think it looks a bit better on screen, so yeah, we'll have a go and not do the like blending underneath, because I think that looks a bit weird as well. It's just going to be a lot of like pen clicking in this video. It's so satisfying. Yeah, when it goes well, it's satisfying. And then the darkest colour around the edge. Okay. And then this one is going to be like underneath. So now I'll line them up again. So we start with this one in the middle. Actually, I'll make that a bit bigger. And then this one. Then this one. And then this one won't be able to go all the way around because I've got the other kind of ones in the way. So that should be. And then this just at the very margins. Okay. There. Right. We finally got it on the third one. Or at least I think I have. Oh, you can't find Ali Fennec. Oh no. I hope you find him. Right, I'm going over the edges a bit, but that's fine as well. It doesn't have to be perfect. So maybe this one next, down here. Oh, thank you. Thank you for watching and joining. We are having fun, well, trying to have some fun with some colouring today. Hopefully it works. Lining them all up again so that we can do it correctly. And I want to be careful around the Persian cats because, well, I don't know which one is going to be which yet, but one of these will be white, which means I'm going to have to leave her kind of colourless. Sorry if my voice is sort of moving around, especially if you're wearing headphones. It's just depending on where I'm sort of going around my tripod. And the last one. And up there too. Yay. Okay, I think that looks fun, maybe. Looks, well, it's different than just flat, isn't it? So then I kind of want, I guess up here would be another circle. So let's line these all up again. That is definitely the easier way to go. I guess like that. And then we've got golden yellow, which does look a very similar colour, but I think it helps for the blending that I'm at least attempting to do. Then this one, which is called Orange. I wonder if Peach is watching. I don't know. She might be busy. I think I've gone live about an hour earlier than I usually do. Partly because now that it's getting into autumn, I feel like it goes dark earlier. So yeah, I think maybe people are still busy doing stuff this Saturday, but don't know, maybe others will join later. I mean, we've got lots of colouring to do, so that would not surprise me. Right, I feel like I'm getting the hang of these circles now. So we'll do another one here. Let's do a very large circle again. Then the golden yellow. And what they call yellow, which is definitely orange to me. And then orange again. Well, oh, I'm on over the brown, that's all right. And finally the kind of brownish colour. And that will go around the branch this time. We're in second place. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't understand how this XP thing works. But because yeah, I just see who comments mainly. Let's do a yellow. Then this one. This is probably going to be quite repetitive, but I feel like I'm almost, well, mostly done with the tree. And it's this one. And 23. And brown. Then I guess this would almost be like the other way. Maybe I'll try and do the inverse just to give a bit more tone. Okay. Yeah, that kind of looks like an autumn tree, I guess. There's those and those two. So then we've just got the last little bits up here. and the brown. Then I reckon maybe one more. If I do it here, and that will kind of get and I am already getting all of the colours all over my hands, so they will probably look a little bit dirty, but I promise it's just ink. And the final bit of tree, I hope it washes off. Yeah, it will do. It's fine. Okay. Yeah, that looks like an autumnal kind of tree, I think. So what is the name of the background sound? This one is Smile by Daystar. I've just got like a load of different ones playing on a loop. You've grown really fond of it. Yeah, it's fun. I will yeah, if you search Daystar Smile, I think it should probably come up. Okay, so maybe that's enough trees. But then the other ones should probably be autumnal as well, rather than just straight up green. And then maybe these ones could have a bit of red in them, like 91 natural oak, and then also the, what's this called? The trunk. I promise I know the words for things. I guess these leaves at the bottom should maybe be oranges as well, or whatever colour I do up here, which will probably be 20 or 21. 2, 4, 5. Maybe a more brown. Maybe this one. So this should probably be dry now. So yeah, just a bit more like a brown colour. I guess I could do this terracotta, or was it? No, it's just called Terra. If I do that underneath, and then I can do some darker on top. Let's hope that this is all dried, which it should have done. And then leaves down here will be the same. I'm not sure whether the ground should still be green or not. I mean, I guess if it's like autumnal, then there's still, I mean, there's still grass on the ground, but I don't know. Not sure if that's a sweet potato, so we'll leave it at that, and I'll remember that that is number 20 underneath. I'll just pop back my other colours because that is the way to stay organised. Get that on, and then yeah, that's one brown one. Okay, I'm gonna use barn red on some of these. Maybe I'll use that a little bit down the centre. It's maybe not showing up. Maybe I need a darker brown. But it can be good for... Oh, what am I doing? I thought I'd gone through the page then. Okay. Sorry, that wasn't on show. Maybe I should do the soil, I think. So, do 102 or, yeah. Let's see, so this is 102 raw umber. And I don't want to do it. No, I will do this. And again, I'm going to want to be careful with going around all of these other items because, well, things like the carrots we obviously want to be orange. So I'll just do small sections at a time. Oh, you made a post, lovely. Now, I'll carry on with this. With these pens, there's like a fine nib end and a brush end. But I found that the fine nib end is definitely easier for going around detailed places. So some. Okay, that was a very long patch of soil. Oh, Yulia, Persian shedding. Yeah, I feel like the Persians can definitely shed quite a bit. Does she have any bald spots? Oh, these I'm definitely trying to be careful to make sure I'm only getting soil rather than green, or what will be the green carrot tops. Let's see, that should be there. Oh, you're all 19. That's a good number. I mean, I might have to ask you which one you think is, well, out of these two girls, which one do you think's Leah and which one do you think is Sky? Because my Leah and Sky Persian are not wearing these outfits. They're what are they called? The dandelion and strawberry embroidery duo. So I need your expertise for what outfits they you've been watching yeah, they're gonna go home. Oh, that's funny when yeah, when they're all lined up. And they all, I want to go outside, and a little one on the end, I want to go home. Okay, so I think that this is quite a nice kind of soil colour. I don't know. It looks quite like a dark, rich brown, full of nutrition for all of the vegetables growing. And last little bit in this corner. Will I ever do a Q&A? I can do a Q&A. I don't know what would be the best way to do that, do you think? I could do a post and ask and get people to ask questions there, and then sorry for hitting the camera, and answer them in a separate video. Or what could I do? I mean, obviously you can just answer ask these now, and I will of course answer them. Yeah, however you think is best. I'm gonna go over maybe these with a bit more red. So I think 91 was 91 there. This is sort of like a more red brown. So I think I might have ruined that. Maybe I'll just make some brown. That one can be dark. And that one. And then this one. Yeah, no, you're not forcing me. Yeah, I just don't know how it would be best to do it. I feel like maybe people aren't, I don't know how interested people are. But I can definitely do a Q&A. Maybe this one as well can be a darker colour. Okay. So what next? I could do the branches, not the back branches, the tree trunk. Oh, your battery's 15%. Well, that's okay. If you need to save it, then, or if you can charge it, of course. Obviously do that. So how the person that I saw again on TikTok, probably the same person who did this, she did like wiggly lines. Probably should have done my colours beforehand. I'll pick the colours beforehand, but I'll just try and you have the little tree house. I mean, yeah, I buy most of mine second hand, so mine are definitely not. Definitely not all complete. Sorry, I didn't finish my sentence. I was concentrating so hard. Maybe 102. Oh, that's quite a bit darker. Hi Sylvanian lover, thank you for joining. Yeah, doing some colouring in the new-ish Cosy Friends colouring book. Except I'm not an expert in colouring, and I'm trying a few different new techniques, which, well, it's not going too badly, but we're just trying. Maybe a bit of this will help it blend better. Let's go back in with this 245 again, just around some of the perimeter. Okay, well, I'm not too sure about that. I might go over it all with a bit of a darker brown, because this bit in the middle is quite dark. Okay. But again, just experimenting. Okay. I do quite like this orange tree, but maybe I'll do something similar for those. These one, maybe these like little flower bushes, because they're still flowering. They can have they can still be a bit more green. Maybe I'll use 44. You miss making videos. We can make some more. Let's see. So this is kind of a more yellowy green. feels quite autumnal to me. And I could try doing that dotting again. And yeah, maybe I want it to blend a bit more, so we'll do this one. I'll use the fine point just. Your post videos today. Oh, cute. Okay. I think that kind of worked. So we'll do the same on these bushes. And then the dots, more dots on the bottom, more sort of the bit that is in the shade, and then some lighter ones up top. Can I zoom? Oh, I can zoom you in. Ah, that's better. Now you can see a bit closer. I feel like every time I go live, I discover new things. Definitely not too familiar with everything that you can do on YouTube, but a last little one of these flower bushes. And that can have some dots as well. Yeah, that looks like it's not completely green. It's not like a sort of a spring green, like it would be if the flowers were like just blooming. Just like a little bit darker. And I think maybe a nice dark red could be good. So maybe one or yeah, maybe number 2 and just a brown in the middle. Hi Minji Roman, thank you for joining. Well, we're still doing the scenery, to be honest, in this picture, of which there's quite a lot, but that's fun. Oh, and then another thing we need to decide is, are these apples red or green, or a mixture? I guess it could be a mixture. Which do you guys prefer? Granny Smith's a very bright green, so that could be a fun bit of contrast, especially if I'm doing the more sort of orangey tones again, which I think would be good because then these bushes can be more greeny and then the orange, and then maybe a green grass as well. But first I will do the flowers, and they are going to be, well, this is called O2 Old Red, but it's a nice dark red colour. And trying very careful because these are tiny little areas to colour, but if I go over these lines, that doesn't matter. And maybe edge there. And I promise that is red. It's maybe looking a little bit darker on screen, but it will be red, especially once it dries. And I think I'm going to do a sort of olive green bushes. So this is the dark colour that I was using for the kind of shadows on the flower bushes, but the way I think the bushes in the back would be a little bit darker because they're, well, in the background. And I will use that's a nice colour, maybe 43, which is deep olive green, and that can have the same sort of thing with dots that gradually get lighter as we go at the top. You want to eat some chips, but you don't have any. Are you still in McDonald's? Or do you just use their Wi-Fi again? No, you're not in McDonald's, okay. Oh, thank you so much, Sylvanian lover. Oh, it's a joke. Oh, okay. I am not as familiar with that. So maybe 227, 51, 68. I'm gonna add even more dark dots just to the very, very base of this. I guess if this one is in front and this one would have a bit of a shadow behind. Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess you said that your Sylvanians were watching before, so well, I guess you could take your Sylvanians to McDonald's as well, but make it a bit grubby. Yeah, so this is going to have more dots because it's even further back. And I might add on another colour as well. In fact, this these trees now look really pale. Maybe I can do them more. Just make it slightly like that. I mean, Matteo Fontana does have his burger van, or burger, what's it called? Burger wagon. So maybe he would be good at McDonald's, I don't know. I'll go in with an even darker colour. And hopefully now that looks like it's a little bit, well, these ones should be further forwards, and then that, and then those right in the very back. Do some more little dots. Okay, so right, zoom out again. I definitely think the tree should be orange. So maybe we could do a mix of green and red. Apples. Actually, no, I'm gonna do. So the pale green that I used as the base colour for these hills, which is now mostly gone, I'm going to do that as the colour for these apples. I think they're apples. I suppose they could be oranges. But, well, if I've got an orange tree, like the leaves are orange, that probably wouldn't stand out very nicely. So that's some apples, and then I might go over them with another green because it seems to be, well, lots of layering today. And maybe if I go over the apples accidentally with the yellows and oranges, then I'll make them an even darker colour. So I think that these should be a dark brown. So two. I feel like I hold my breath when I'm doing these really detailed bits, which is not good. And then I've got two more different shades of brown to go over that in the background. And then we will do the yellows and oranges for those trees. I'm having fun being able to zoom in and out. I guess the rest of this ground should also go a colour. 1, 6, 7, 2, 3, 3. Just want to see what colour I've done for other ones. So yeah, I think 167, which is a very pale green, would be good for the main sort of grass. And I will then go over these like tufts with a different green. And I'm just letting the apples fully dry before I go in with the yellows, because I don't want them to bleed or spread out too much, especially if it's a vastly different colour. Oh, that looks quite a bright green. Are you the only person? Maybe. It says that there's 5 viewers at the moment. But yeah, I don't know if that includes me, but that's fine. I can just be a voice in the background. I sometimes put on live streams or, well, pre-recorded like colouring videos. Has been something that I've been watching a lot recently. It's just quite nice to have in the background, I think. Oh, I might be able to use the brush part now. Now this is looking rather a bright green, which is not quite what I had in mind. So I think I might have to go over it. And I'll do. You made mini flute recorders out of toothpicks. That's very creative. This bit up here. And that's leaf. Yeah, I think the grass looks a bit too green. I'll let that part dry and then I'll come back to it. We'll zoom in again. Do the trees. So I've got 110. I'll just do some lines to try and make the trunks look a little bit more dimensional. That has faded really quite quickly. But I've got another dark brown as well. Maybe. I'm just sort of dotting all over with a slightly dark green. It might fade away completely, but just want to try and almost tone down these colours. Well, not that these colours, just this pale green at the front, because it's a bit too, it's a very pretty colour, but it's just a bit too like pastel-y. I think for how the ground would actually be in autumn. So oh, you can't even see. Okay. Need to remember when I'm zoomed in. Okay, I think that has toned it down a little bit, which looks better. This bit would also be green. And we'll go back to the trees. Oh. Just some more very faint dark brown lines. There. Nice. Hello. Okay, we've done a little bit more of the grass and I've tried to make it a bit more dimensional with some more, well, a slightly different shade of green on there. I am just gonna double check that my laptop is plugged in because that is where I am playing music from. Okay, one moment. Right, I just had to move my laptop. There we go. Right, now I am back as well. I need to do the rest of the grass. So we started off with 1, 6, 7. In fact, if I do these bits first. There. That bit is separated as well. Yeah, the Sylvanians. Yeah, this is one of the official Sylvanian Families colouring books. Welcome, by the way, to the live. And yeah, they're still going. It's actually the 40th anniversary of the brand this year, and yeah, they're still going. And this is a nice little autumnal scene, or autumnal kind of harvest scene. Okay. Yeah, getting into coals. I mean, that's what, well, I'm gonna try and make the rest of the trees a bit more orangey and brown like autumn. But yeah, this colouring book's actually quite fun. It's got sort of the autumn ones as you'd expect. I do have some, so there's some Halloween ones. Where are they? Just be, that's winter. Maybe they're more recent then. Ah, there we go. Yeah, so we've got some Halloween pictures as well, which I don't know if it's interesting to people to watch colouring, but there's some Halloween scenes. That's more obviously a Christmassy one, but there's sort of wintry, icy scenes as well. But we're sticking with the autumn currently. We're not winter yet. Okay. So I think these trees back here should be done. And I can do some of the yellows and oranges again. I'll keep those pens out to do the rest of the dots. And now what colours do I use? 22 and 7. Those 33 into 34 into 23 into yeah. Okay, this might not be the exact same pattern as before, or the exact same colours, but they all look kind of close. And yeah, I guess I could do it in the same sort of like balls kind of as that, or I could just do it as one big one. I think that might be easier. So we'll start with some yellow. Yeah, given that I'm going to have to navigate around these apples, I think that is definitely going to be easier. And then 34. And that's 33. And then we want 34. Into 23. I'll just go over those leaves. And 20 around the very perimeter. Maybe not quite. 20, 4, 5. And this can be the very, very edge. Okay. There. Good blending, thank you. Let's do a little bit different compared to this one. Partly because they're smaller, to be honest, it's a little bit easier. But I think that looks okay. So I went over the apples a little bit, but if I go over those with a darker green, then you might not be able to notice as much. So, next trees. Can I twist you a bit and zoom you in? There we go. So it'll be, yeah, the same again. Get them all lined up again, because that definitely helps me to go fast. I think these are kind of quick drying. Which is not most helpful. But little bit more. And beautiful. Yeah, so she's covered. Yeah, I've still got some greens out for doing the rest of the grass and the brown as well. I'm trying to be good about putting them away. I've got the like little stand beside me, but otherwise, yeah, just pens everywhere. So some of this 20. Thing one. There. I think that looks quite nice. And we've got the final one, which will hopefully be just spinning around my pens again to keep them in order. Hopefully this one will be a bit easier because it's a little bit smaller, but I might have to think a bit more with it kind of being right at the edge and this bunny rabbit being in the middle. So I guess maybe I could have done that part separately. Oh, too late now. And then very perimeter again. There. Nice. And that's how I spin you. So there's all sorts of dials on my tripods, and I always forget which one's which. So that, I'm happy with that. Nice trees. We'll go over the leaves later with one of these, maybe a more orangey brown colour. And where are we? 23, 4, 23, 7. And actually I'll keep that on. Then I'll do the rest of these little dots, which I was doing just because I felt like green is a bit too bright. probably barely showing up on camera. But I can see a difference. My accent, well, I'm from England. I would just say Northern English. I'm from like the northwest, but I live in Yorkshire now. I know that when I say Yorkshire, I definitely sound a bit more. But yeah, English, Northern, of some variety. If I was doing this as one of my regular videos, this is the bit that I would definitely be speeding through. But unfortunately, I cannot go that fast in real life. So we are just trying to go as fast as possible. But when this fades down, it barely looks any different at all. But I can see it. You're from Congleton, lives in Yorkshire, and now in Devon. Yeah. Okay. Yes, well, Manchester, and then I'm now like South Yorkshire way. So I never know how detailed to go. I know at this time of day, people can be from America as well. If I go straight in with Manchester, then I never really know. I can see the dots okay. Oh, good. Yeah, I can definitely see them as I'm doing them. Okay, almost done with this big patch of grass. I thought that this picture could be okay because this is kind of the biggest surface area, and then when I get onto like the figures and the vegetables, I find that more interesting. But because I do collect Sylvanians, I do like to keep their outfits realistic, or like to match with what the figures wear in real life, so then it kind of goes a bit off colour scheme. But here, maybe I could give them, maybe they've dyed their clothes rather than wearing their regular ones. Maybe they can be wearing some, I don't know, special autumnal versions. And just a last set of dots here. Okay, I think that is done. Is that the colour that might have been the colour that I used for the apples? I use collect, yeah, I collect Sylvanians. That's what this channel's all about, to be honest. I rarely actually do colouring. Yeah, I have maybe like 500 odd figures. Some of these are from my childhood, but I can't really use those as an excuse because most of them are ones that I bought as an adult. But yeah, that's my main hobby, and to be honest, I'm only really doing this colouring because they brought out some Sylvanian Families colouring books. And I wanted to make them nice. So yeah, normally all my videos are about, yeah, Sylvanians and what I like, new things and unboxings. But yeah, just doing some colouring today. Okay. And I'll make maybe this colour for the leaves that are on the apples. As a child, the smelly fun erasers. I remember those. Probably still got some. Well, they're probably not smelly anymore after all this time, but there. Okay, so he has a stick with some leaves on. But where's he got the sweet potatoes from? These are all carrots, right? In the fields, and then the pumpkins. They're eating the sweet potatoes. They've all been picked. That is, I'm not sure. Okay, I might do some of these wooden baskets, and that one, let's do a light brown, just to start with. Now I'll do the inside that colour too. And let's do this one. Wooden colour. Oh, they're all wooden coloured, but brown as well. Okay. guess if these are burning, they'd probably be a darker colour actually, so I'll go in with a darker brown. And then that's definitely a leaf, right? Now, can I remember what colour I used? Might have been this. Lovely watching you. Thank you for joining, Helen. I hope you and your dogs are well. And then where's the light coming? The light's coming there. So what? This underneath should be, maybe if I start it with a green and it's maybe a bit dark. Oh. Maybe it should be a bit more brown. I'll stick with that for now. And then these conkers, conkers green. Right, I'm gonna have to Google what colour conkers are, because I want it to be accurate. Conker outer. Okay, they're like green on the tree, but then if they've fallen, they're like a brown. Okay. Maybe we do that for you want them. That same colour that I used as the base for the bushes. Because that's kind of greeny brown. And then I can just go in with some splotches of brown. And that'll look realistic. 107 is there. Okay. And I'll down while I was doing that. I'm going to do a very light grey shading just under clouds. Actually, if I do a colourless blender first. Flames can be proper yellow in the middle. Fade to that. Okay, and maybe you're about ready to get onto what I have been waiting for, which is the vegetables and the figures. Ooh, moved you. So pumpkins, maybe 20. marigolds. And what colour are pumpkin stems when they are growing? Pumpkins growing. Okay, they're just a light green. So, actually, wait. But that'll probably be a 2, 3, 3 again. So I will wait for those, and then carrots growing. They're quite a bright green. Maybe 160. Okay, let's do the carrots. Yeah, you can see that. Oh, that probably was a leaf and I've coloured it brown. Oh well. They have grown lots of carrots. Last one. And then I think down here that is a carrot. It's the same shape leaf as they've been using for carrots. That's pumpkin, that's it. Right, now that's the carrot, and this is pumpkin colour. So colouring that. It's good that I didn't put that away. What's that? Just make that a brown maybe. And then let's do the stems. And carrots. So for pumpkins are 24. Maybe 34. Yellow for the carrots. And I could go over them with probably one. colour for the inner carrots. Let's do 2, 3, 5. No, 47. That definitely should have been green. Sweet potatoes. I'm googling all sorts of vegetables. Potato grown. They are almost like a purpley colour. Interesting. I think it should be 213 on the inside. And I guess those two which are cooked would be a different colour to those ones which are only just grown. Okay, we could use light orange. That's almost pinky. And then 34 dotted around. Maybe even with 2, 4, 5 as well. These dots. Okay. And then maybe this should then be the base of She's got one as well. Oh, and the other little girl. Gosh, I didn't even notice. I used 2 on 3 in the middle. These ones will be a bit shaded. And as well, pumpkins. And I think that looks like everything other than the figures. Right. So we have a chocolate rabbit back here. And I always use this colour as the base. And in fact, I find it useful that I have the real version here, which will help me get the colours right, especially in the check of his shirt. His shirt is actually cream underneath as well, so actually I use the same colour, but I will go over it, maybe with pencil crayons actually, because I find it tricky to do the detailed check pattern when it's really small, so we'll do that. He's only got 1 button, that can be, actually I might do that in the pencil crayon. We'll do his trousers though, so these are yellow. Where is my book? Okay. So at the front here, I'll come back to Coco. You have Persian cat dad, whose name I have forgotten. I can find out though. And the two daughters. So one of them is grey, one of them is white. These two here, this is just the latest catalogue. So the dad is Lucas. He's got a yellow shirt, red trousers and a pink waistcoat. I'll do the yellow shirt. I think that'll be nice. And that can actually be the same colour. Or the same shade of yellow as Coco. And then this is the Osborns. So he needs, cream coloured muzzle. And I'll come back to Coco. And just colour in the tips of his ears and his nose. Nice. Then he has, what colour does he have? Orange check dungarees with brown straps. And he has a t-shirt on under here. Does he have a t-shirt? I don't think he does in real life. Maybe I can do like a light orange for that. And I'll do the same dark brown. I think would be nice. Maybe I might do a slight bit darker, or a slight bit lighter just for the buttons to make them slightly less dark. Still undecided about Sky and Lyra because the pink and the yellow goes. So one is white and then the other one is grey, like Lucas. Do pinks. Do a slightly different pink. And Lucas as well has little pink ears and a pink nose. The inside of, maybe do that all one colour and then go over it. Yeah, I think I'll do a yellow t-shirt underneath because that will kind of match. Okay, so Coco's top, that's what we're aiming for. Okay, there's the brown part, and then red as well in between all of the brown stripes. I think will be correct. As long as it looks about right, I am fine with that. And if I just do that. So maybe rather than, yeah, now that I've brought in red, rather than pink, I could do one of the girls' dresses with a red check. So that would be so Lyra wears a pink dress, which I'm going to make a red check. And I think that should be her actually, because then if he's grey and Sky is grey, so for that we need to do a yellow ribbon. Like that. Maybe I'll do 249 or do number 2, which is old red, which is the colour of those. Oh, need to do his stick as well. I think that was 114. 114? 260. and add a bit of shading to these as well. Oh yeah, and I did say that they were going to be almost a bit more burnt, so usually if I do one, no, let's do right, we can bring in some red, so if I do, I'm just going to make Lucas's trousers solid. I think they are meant to be check, but they're a very faint white check, which is just a bit hard to do, especially when these pens really like to run. Okay, and then that's the same check that I'll do on, who did I say? Piers, Chase. Piers Petite or Piers Osborne? Here's one of them. And what I will do to make it easier is sketch out very faintly where the lines should go. To make her yellow dress. Maybe I'll do this as like quite a nice corally pink. And Lucas's waistcoat can be the same colour. And then I will do Lyra's, what's it called, the ribbon, that same pink. And then I think I just need to colour the figures who are grey. So, like I did with the sky up here, I did the colourless blender first, and then did my palest grey over the top, which I think worked quite well, just for not making it like super dark. And I know that these figures, like the grey Persian cats, are quite, or like they're meant to be a fairly dark grey, but I just feel like that would overwhelm the scene. Okay, and I will do the same for this water with the colourless blender first, and then the light grey over the top. Hi Memento. Yeah, these are the alcohol markers, and these ones are, if I can get my camera to focus, they're from Deco Time. They're called Twin Marker alcohol-based ink. Hopefully if you can find them in your country. I mean, in England, I get them at the Range, which is like a bargain shop. I think I've seen them on TikTok shop, you know, as well. But yeah, alcohol markers is what you, I guess, want to search for. They kind of go down really quite nicely, and I think how they work is that they colour the like parts of the I don't even know what I'm trying to say. They colour like part of the paper itself, like the inside of the paper, rather than the like sitting on top. I might be making that up completely. But that, I think, is what it is. I am going to add some cream to the girls' colours, just to make them, well, mostly to make it stand out. From what I'm leaving is just white. Okay. And then I want to add a little bit of shading, and then I think I might be done. So we did 35, so let's do 2. Under here, I guess Yeah, I mean, I think like the Hoo is that's the like famous brand. Are probably better, but I quite like these ones. And yeah, hope you have a nice day too. What colour? I think I used 208, so let's use, what is 16? So I guess it would be dark under here where his arm is. Oh, so it's wood. This one. And another one. No. 249. For dark under here. Or is that the colour that I already used? Maybe. And just a bit of shadow there. No, I used to. Okay, that might be it. I suppose I could add some shadows in green. I think I was using 233. This would have a shadow, a tail head. Okay. I think that is done. No, it isn't. And the leaves as well would have a shadow. Almost there. Now, there probably would be a bit of a glow from a campfire, but obviously I didn't do that. So, yeah, we'll decide on that. And maybe I just want to go over this one more time. What colour? Bone red. No, actually, let's do 102. just looks darker. I just think it looks better. And then I guess that's 109, because there would be a little bit of a shadow from that. Yeah. Right. If I do that, I think that is done. Yeah. So yeah, this has been, well, probably my longest live. It's been yeah, 3 hours almost. But that is, I think, the page done. I can't see anywhere else that I've missed. I mean, this figure is meant to be white. That is Lyra. I still have to look it up every time. So Lyra would be kept white, because she's definitely white compared to the cream colour. And I think that's done. So I don't think anyone has probably stuck around the whole time, but if you have, then I really appreciate you, and thank you for joining. I might do a Halloween colouring next, but otherwise you'll get regular Sylvanian content if you subscribe to my channel, and I hope you all have a great rest of the day. Thank you all for watching.